Session. Today I'm going to talk about the team inspiration. See, all of us, or some of us, are in a position where at some point of time we are working with the people, with the teams of a small, big, medium. So it's always important for us to test ourselves as being a leader. How is our team motivated? And what are the ways that we can inspire the team by understanding? So there are a couple of tips which I could come across, which we could put in place for you to analyze, and how it's very important the team to be inspired and work as a team, ultimately to achieve the goals what you wanted and what we set, whether it could be your personal business or work environment and whichever the areas you are in. So let's dive into it. So first of all, it's very important for us to build a joy in the work for the team members. And it's time to time we need to find out, is the team is really inspiring to do what they're doing it, or just because they're killing the time, just because they need to kill the time, or are they really productive for certain hours and then unproductive in certain hours? So you need to first thing is to identify the time what best suits everybody. So see, as we know, the first half of the day is fully energetic, and the second half of the time is where your energy goes down, and that's why you should be more creative. See, let's be honest that out of 8 hours, not everyone works and put their efforts for 8 hours to give the results. I mean, I have seen and I worked, and always if you have a physical work, if you're really struggling, sometimes it just takes your energy away, and then always in the evenings, or anywhere between 3 to 6 or 3 to 5 is your energy is down. So you need to come up as a leader, you need to come up with some creative ideas that what could lift them up. So maybe that for sure that about 30 to 45 minutes that you, instead of they are hiding somewhere and working in different places or just killing the time with social media, why don't you just come up with a nice idea of get together of 30 minutes of everyday entertainment, not anything to do to work, but some small games which could make it fun for all of you, and which would build momentum as a team together. So making some activity time to time, if not every day, at least try doing this for at least once in 3 days. So spot some hour or 30 minutes to 45 minutes and do some activity, team activity, where everyone is involved and where people will be most enthusiastic to do, and then trust in your team and your capabilities of work. The second important thing is, first of all, identifying where the people are losing their interest, where they are really lacking the concentration, and throwing up some nice ideas. Could be open questions, could be an ideal thing to understand. Just don't guess just by what you think would be the right thing for 100 people you're working with or 50 people you're working with, because everybody has a different mindset, different mentality, a different way of. I'm not saying that we as a leader need to please everybody, but you should make everyone as a unit to be happy to the maximum numbers. So open-ended questions, throwing some questions on them. So what would make them feel great and work? So don't go with these inventories and the people with the take the surveys which has no meanings basically, and most of the time they don't input. Open to open communications, one-on-one communications, saying hi, hello, so that they could open up for you for the things which they wanted to tell you is most important thing. And then that's where the most energy as a leader, as a manager, should spend to understand the team and come up with the best things that would make everyone happy. So don't guess what trying to is, don't guess that just because you think that will work in a the positive way, probably not everyone is thinking in that way. So that's one important thing for you to take away. There are other things that you could do is also change the routines. If you're doing the same thing on and off, 9 o'clock get in, 10 o'clock coffee, 12 o'clock lunch, and it's like a timetable and fixed way it is going. You can break the routines. You could perhaps have a meetings in a different timings, or the meetings in a different places could be ideal. If you have a small office, it's different. Sometimes you just go out. If you have a balcony, just go out and have a balcony. See, you need to break that office, that when my boss is calling you to the office, that means, oh, I did something wrong. You need to break the barriers between you and your team members. So when it could be could be positive thing, it's the comments, which where we need to address in a different way. But then just get rid of that or the fear of approaching to the boss cabin means that something wrong only he calls me, or something good he never calls me. So you need to break that barrier. So open up and have a different meetings in a different places, stand-up meetings, sometimes some activity meetings. If you have a fortunate to have a balcony, just go. If you have a cafeteria, just go and have. So it's not need to be formal meetings all the time. You can have 4 or 5 points of where you need to discuss, which you can just bullet point it, and then you can just discuss in just common form. So that would ease out the fear of and breaking the barriers of fear of that, oh, it's my boss, it's me, and then what I need to answer XYZ. So breaking the barriers so that they communicate more freely. So whereas they don't need to wait for the problems to tell you for the next meeting, but as and when it happens, they approach you for ideas, suggestions, etc., for you able to spot the problem and identify and address at the same time. So that would be one of the interesting things that you should be looking at it also. And more importantly, see, the more free yourself, the more freely you express your team members, and the more you're approachable, the results will be obviously into that direction. Because end of the day, you can have a million and billions of ideas. How you execute yourself with the proper delegation and trusting your team members and giving them more space to work what they wanted to do, and of course with the big vision, and then giving their own space to act and take the decisions is most important thing. So you as a leader, we as a leader need to inspire, and time to time first finding if the team motivation is down, what are the reasons, and opening up with the questions, try to understand where you could do better. And some of the things what I mentioned, open communications, and the meetings in a different times and different approaches, and sometimes getting it to the team get-togethers in the evenings, where the energy is low. You can build up some activity or some kind of a gaming sessions that people could be interested into. And moreover, break the barriers of this office barriers so that they could reach you or approach you. And that's the thing that you should build with your team members, whether it's a small, big, medium, etc., for you to grow and for your team to grow, and more importantly, you develop as a leader. Thank you. Stay tuned for more updates on that, and be good to grow and influence people around you. Thank you.